to worry about Estag as an individual, but actually when he gets to play on this map, sometimes he'll just bust out the rifle, trade with a teammate, and you don't even have to be a good opper at that point.
There's something that worries me for Vitality as well on Overpass. We talk about communications. Do they have so many automatic protocols that they don't rely too heavily on communications? I wonder if that's going to be a problem on Overpass. Some situations will be a little bit spontaneous. I hope they can get everything together.
Well, a lot of questions, and hopefully we can get some answers as we are jumping into Overpass. A bit of a surprise map to be ending up on with Scrawny and Launders.
Yeah, this was definitely a spicy Swedish meatball. I mean, one recorded map from Vitality, and it's against Skad in a Pinnacle Cup like months ago, and they lost. So this is crazy. This is a little bit wild, Launders.
Yeah, it's actually so ridiculous to think about that being like, NIP love to get Overpass inside of Vito, so this could be a really interesting game. I mean, I'm still confident that Vitality will look good. I mean, even with the two Danes that are on the team, Overpass has been a homestay for Astralis when they played. So watching it all fit together will be quite interesting. A lot of this could come down to ZywOo and his comfort, but
ZywOo and his comfort versus an Opper and Estag that our two analysts just put through the washing machine, man.
Yeah.
Estag, I think fair criticism. We saw the statistics, like 0.68 impact rating, something, or KPR.
Yes.
It's low. The numbers are low, and if ZywOo is feeling it, an op fight on Overpass versus this type, I believe what Maui said was the worst opper at the Legend stage, could be a good chance to just gobble them all up. But as a team, NIP, and with Brolin inside of Connector, that to me is going to be like the big playmaker potential.
Yeah, so the late lurk comes through, and the B site will start to get overrun. Oh, Heaven's still alive. Heaven is still alive. Everyone is very low.
Oh, they find him hiding in the water. Masuda's gun goes dry. Rez. Oh, him and Estag.
Well.
3 kills back.
Okay.
That's a 2v4. And now it's just ZywOo left over. Easy pickup on Rez. Estag 100 health. And ZywOo knows he's locked in. He just got to hit that headshot. Either one of them hit the head.
Oh, he took it.
Estag. 3 frags in the pistol. Swoops in from heaven. And increases those stats as soon as he can.
When you said just ZywOo, I got a little worried. What do you mean just ZywOo?
Just ZywOo.
Everyone's like, what? Because Vitality are a team who, it's hard to say exactly how good they are looking at the teams here in Legends because, yes, they're very good in a vacuum, but they are lacking a lot of big wins, and they're basically only big teams here. And everyone's like, well, why you doubt ZywOo? And it's like, that's the last person to doubt on the team. He's actually the only reason we're even talking about this roster right now. There are too many other problems around him. But man, this game is all about the fact that it's on Overpass. It's such an interesting place to go.
ZywOo lines up 2. Galil gets away from him, so Rez with the double kill instead. And the MP9 makes a bit of money here as it pushes back pistols. When we look at just Vitality for a whole, coming off of the Challenger stage, they've got 3 players who are exceeding their average in the last 3 months, and by notable amounts. Those 3 players, ZywOo, Apex, Masuda.
Yeah.
If Masuda can keep those going, if Masuda can stand up with the rest of them,
yes,
then we're talking. But for now, we're waiting. Because Vitality's pistols, the 1 kill, Dupree left on his own, and he's not even able to finish off Hampus. So 4 alive looks great for Nip.
We're talking about a 1.15 rating for Masuda coming out of Challengers, which is way above even just his all-time or just the past 6 months. So that's a solid sign for Vitality. And Apex actually just sometimes he makes ostensibly risky decisions that cost his team like rounds or rotations and sometimes even maps because of the amount of info that he gets basically with his playstyle, but he really does have some insane games where he can actually take over the server. Like he actually does achieve those levels sometimes in some of their biggest matches of all time, like notably in a enormous nuke upset that Vitality did to break the streak of NaVi at the Blast Ball final. That was all Apex basically. The one guy who individually is not the one you're looking for to make it happen. So if their floor comes up between those 2 players, then yeah, there aren't really that many issues with consistency on the rest of them. Dupree playing, actually, like you mentioned, not one of the players to play above his level necessarily in Challengers, but overall, I think on this roster, he's been the second most reliable player to look at after ZywOo.
Yeah, sometimes even able to exceed ZywOo, on certain maps and certain performances. But I really want this gun round to get underway because this is such a question mark, this map. And if I'm not mistaken, ZywOo's worst performance ever on LAN.
Overpass.
Exactly.
He got unlucky, though. I did unlucky or bad on him. It was very unlucky.
Oh, very unlucky. Not just normally unlucky.
No.
Extra unlucky.
It was.
Hampus 5-1 start, MP 9 kills, money, 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 money.
Yeah, so this could be a story of the floors coming up, because just spent all that time talking about Vitality. Then we look over at Esatag, who, again, stats don't lie. He needs to pull it up, and his had a good start right here, at least. So between, I think, him and Plopsky, probably the two weakest players on the T side for NIP, which is where a lot of their problems lie. And I agree with Maui, actually, that even if some of the individuals are not all there, NIP's T sides have absolutely improved. Just by watching them, they're way more compelling now. They look like they can get a lot done, but that'll be in the second half. In this first half, NIP are looking for a quota of rounds here, CT side. And we'll have to see what the plans are for Vitality to risk it on a overpass pick in this best of one.
In a
really
best
cool
of one, man.
Yeah, really.
All right, I'm down. We got lots to learn. Plenty of time to do it.
On paper, I absolutely see this team being an overpass team. So I can understand why. An elite opper. They've got two riflers that had this as a mainstay for the majority of their careers.
A very lucid in-game caller.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
For now, the ops hunt. Esatag starting to be proactive. A criticism that we have of him at times, and he gets ZywOo. Second right there for Esatag. Not going to be given that chance as Masuda peeks in while the ops on cycle. Magisk catches Rez's head, and we still have this threat within bathrooms, but Apex is going to try to press along. And Brolin in the smoke with Masuda right beside him. It's a clean trade from Masuda, but Brolin, that element of surprise that will nip their fourth round.
Yeah, 10 seconds, no chance to get back. Oh, wait a second, hold on. Can he actually plant the bomb?
No.
Oh my, wait.
What?
Oh, Jesus. I actually don't know.
He had time.
That was so close.
Did he not?
He might not have, I guess. I don't know.
And then
He
dies
dies
anyways.
after time.
No op, no money,
Oh my God, I need
no bomb plant.
I need a nerd out there to do the calculation from where he was. It was about 8 seconds at the top of bathrooms, the bomb directly in his path, and a front dice potential plant. I want to say he wouldn't make it, just to give him the benefit of the doubt. It comes down to 1 second. It comes down to 1 second. Everybody and their mama knows that.
Ooh.
Would he have made it? We don't know. We'll never know. But it's also a situation where he runs back into the last remaining CT and dies. The other consideration, of course, is that he plants and dies while he's planting or whatever it is, and instead could save the op for sure because he doesn't know where the last CT is. But I just want to know, like, what, you know.
I can 100% see why he would eject that. You know, just abort the play.
He's got the op in hand, so.
He's got an op to save. There's a high likelihood that last CT could just be sitting and waiting. He would have to plant anyways. I can see why Magisk aborts. But if he knew what we knew,
yes,
maybe he runs that chance.
Maybe he runs that chance, or maybe, well, definitely he just sits where he is with the op and doesn't die to the guy in stairs. Money's awkward and ugly for Vitality with that $50 from Magisk.
And if the biggest question mark in this server at the moment is supposed to be Esatag, well, he's already got a 1v1 clutch against ZywOo in the pistol, and he just got an excellent 2K with that op playing proactively, getting aggressive, picking ZywOo before he even saw it coming. Pistols into the B site, everybody's dead essentially. Dupree is elsewhere, and that is just the rifles keeping it clean. So this is not going to be an easy T side from Vitality with what we've seen from NIP so far, and we haven't even had to say Brolin's name, nor Rez.
You did say Brolin already.
Oh.
You did. In stairs. Brolin's the guy in stairs. He's going to take these
I
duels.
literally, this is actually the first person I talked about.
because it's Brolin.
Because according to Maui Snake, he's the best player on NIP at the moment.
Yeah, well, I mean, NIP called him best player in Sweden before he even got there. So that would have to be the case.
5-0.
Yeah. Insane start. Let's look for some answers here for Vitality and see what they could do either differently to fix what they're doing or where it is they remedy their problem. But yeah, we are watching STAG play with confidence outside Banana on that previous round. Communication.
Nades over.
Oh, they only got one. Oh, interesting. They're doing new nades. Oh, that's huge.
You can see Hampus looking at it like, what?
Hampus was literally waiting for nades so he, can go check the spot. And they nade where he stands to wait.
New nades. And by the looks of it, they used the barrel to like change their trajectory. So that's cool.
I actually wondered if that messed them up and then Apex ran back and fixed it. I'm not sure.
Well, until then, the mystery continues on. And the consistency will as well. Connector belongs to Brolin.
You talked about him.
Twice. Peek from Magisk around with the Galil, 1 and done versus Hampus. Finishes off with those nades got started. Still, there's a player in short, but Apex
lights him up.
Turns back, plucks Plopsky.
And I mean, that kill is the bomb getting back potentially in time. It could be the difference. They fear a lurk. It's actually Apex to say, hey, let's go back this way. A good amount of grenades here, though, man. They've got 2 incendiaries and an HE, and one of those incendiaries is on res. And if there is no smoke, there's 2 smokes. So they can at least smoke the plant. It's actually a chance here for Vitality.
CT's in position. Estag waiting for the short play that just won't come. They should smoke it off instead again, indicating maybe Brolin could still be lurking from connector towards short. Apex with the bomb plant, but sent spiraling right into Rez's crosshair. Estag, what is this gap? Nasty. But nobody's going to walk into that. Rez, he gets killed by ZywOo, gives good cover. Then that short play, sure enough, comes through, and ZywOo wins the op duel, turns it into the clutch for Apex, denies Brolin on the short push. They were always wary of him.
Now, I can't believe he swings on Estag in heaven.
Yeah, ZywOo shoots straight.
That's crazy. Only ZywOo. I swear, anyone does that, and we call it a bad play. The op was right there. That's the main angle they're going to hold with the site smoked, and he just swings into it. Insane.
That's ZywOo.
Yeah, that's insane.
All 3 kills in the 2v3.
Wow. When he killed the guy in front of Estag, I was like, how did he die like that to the rifle bullets? And it was fucking ZywOo in the back.
He's everywhere, man.
That was such a confidence peek into heaven.
So a little bit of X factor. Actually, it's let's call it the Z factor.
Z factor, I like that.
A little bit of Z factor in the post.
The Z factor.
Z for some of you.
If you're in the UK. Sounds terrible, by the way.
Throw around on long, nothing here. A couple of times, Nip have been pretty content to underplay long A so far. That's one of the pieces that led to Vitality walking up close to the A site. Remember, Apex was able to get into site while Brolin was just hiding in bathroom smoke. Magisk, contact towards B. He's the only player here, and he's got 2 of them busy. Nade, not that bad. Rez will be... Ooh, hold on. Brolin kind of on an island here. He's got players all around him.
Yeah, this comes down to Estag tether. The flash for the peak. Oh, and Brolin overcommits a little bit. He was about to start slinking out, but there were plenty of T's waiting in this position. And now Estag looks to try to find some compensation. Another rifler will come in to support him this time from behind. This is Hampus with at least 1 flash. But now there's some pressure on Hampus himself, and Estag gets pushed out of his position. Somehow
nice.
Apex wins that duel. That's unreal.
Clean adjustment from Apex.
Oh, the B site is open.
Completely aborted. This B site offered over Plopsky. Fire on Masuda. Ooh, could spread, but won't. And the smoke just in case. Rez with a headshot. That one's coming in from heaven. It's Plopsky empty-handed off the graffiti peak.
Oh, they're just getting out of it? Okay, no. Yeah, they're
and
leaving.
They concede.
2v3, that 1 kill. Man, that's Apex right there.
Yep.
The rotations are convinced after he gets his first.
One of those situations where, Maui Snake in the pregame was talking about how at times Estag is an inactive opper. He'll sit and he'll hold an angle and he won't make his plays, and then just towards the end of the game, maybe he tries them. We saw a proactive peek around the left side of bathrooms to kick off an early 2K, nearly 3. This round, when they're just setting up and they have their grenades and we see them being chucked over into the A site, he held an angle where 3 players are able to rotate down connector. Should he have peeked that at any point?
The problem there was actually Hampus, because Hampus has to watch for his long lurk in that situation where he's pushed up outside the bathrooms. And if they had a smoke, they would have smoked the frontside bathrooms. S-Tag could have the outside, and then they wouldn't swing into S-Tag. But Hampus has to make sure that a rifler can't come in and shoot him in the back. So that was the misplay by Hampus, actually. If there was an op that could have aggressed through long, then Hampus wouldn't have the right to peek. And I don't remember exactly how many grenades he had to work with. But that was a position where Apex both won the rounds by getting the kill on him and also just completely disrupted S-Tag in his spot where he could have found more if Hampus had just killed him, basically, or discouraged him even from peeking, not even just
Held
killed
him back.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, for now,
Yeah. I think the other criticism that Maui brought up that's also really pertinent is copying and pasting the same plays. S-Tag going back to what works all the time, but then it ends up being very predictable. That's something that right now we're seeing two of the same ideas come out in these rounds, playing on the outside of bathrooms. So variety of play and opening setups for S-Tag will be another point to pay attention to.
gonna go for the quad stack. Yeah. And he's up. And he wiggles around. And he hunts.
We can already see a bunch of things where they are taking a bit more time to get things right with stuff that they clearly have learned just to play this map. Whether it's those new nades that they threw or even transitioning into that 4-man boost as quickly as possible.
How's that happen?
I don't know. Where is the X? Was it a short player?
Down goes Brolin. So 2 ESPs and an op. I think maybe the X's are stacked. Maybe that's 2 kills inside a short. Yeah, because Hampus just ran over and got... I don't know. I don't know.
They know the last rifle is here.
Yep.
And S-Tag actually comes up in heaven. And Magisk will not see him.
S-Tag going to give Magisk a little more wiggle room. Just a bit. Oh, and Apex.
Wow.
Yeah, hard clears that smoke.
He's playing well.
Now it needs to be all S-Tag, and he gives up the angle as they all start running inwards. He just wants to leave. He wants nothing to do with this. He wants to save his op. He wants to move it forward, keep that money. As Vitality, keep the rounds rolling. 3 now on this T side.
Seen some key kills out of Rez so far this match. Seen some good stuff for sure out of NIP, but now Vitality, I think, are done being completely rocked. They've got their feet firmly planted.
They'll let you have 5, but enough is enough.
Exactly. Oh man, this actually might be a hard save. They've got one inside the bathrooms.
Oh
and
yeah.
Yeah, S-Tag smartly is coming back to the site, but there's actually 2 players here ready to attack him. Could he do it? Yeah, he's staying alive, and he's knocking out 5
shots.
Wow, 5, 10, 15, 20,000 off the table for Vitality in the exit.
Yeah, that's why they call him price tag.
Wow.
He just cost Vitality almost everything. Oh my god, that's so sick.
Yeah, that's actually a huge save.
You know, do that on the B site before bomb gets planted and maybe we've got a round. But he'll hang on. Woo, this one, dude.
Yep, he's feeling it for this game. That's great. So that's a key metric. I mean, that's the thing about NIP is no elite opper. It's the same thing, you know, where you have Ence, where Hades is really good, but when you look at some of the other oppers at this stage, when it comes to, you know, we're talking simple, Brokey, Zywoo, like Shiro, I mean, it's just...
Searson.
This is the thing that's going to make a big difference between qualifying through to playoffs and not making it through Legends, so... They'll try the boost again. Nothing here.
Yeah, barrel's intentional.
Okay. That's cool.
Or he's just really bad at it, but I doubt that. No trade from Apex off of Rez and Plopsky. Dual peek into the monster. Poor Magisk swept away. And Vitality now going to have to fight off a man disadvantage. Boost is really being enabled by the fact that we haven't had any aggression from NIP on the A site. You know, sometimes a player in connector, but content to sit on their bomb sites so far, it seems. Here we go. 45 seconds, and Brolin starts to go gather some information.
Now it's always about this tether. Brolin's going to wait. He's going to listen to them setting up grenades. They're making a ton of noise at this point.
Flash is
Swing
good.
comes through. Oh my god. Somehow it's avoided, but S-Tag still remains. Back dice, 1 kill, crossing the 30-second mark. They're scared to scale. First smoke comes in.
Oh,
Molly
that
in
incendiary.
response from Hampus, and they are running through a ton of chaos.
Apex is ahead of it. S-Attack, whoa, didn't see him for a second. 15 seconds left, bomb needs to be picked up, but S-Attack is locking in this A site. And now, it's not just the save, he saves the day as he keeps Vitality at bay on long for a 6th to NIP.
He can't miss, dude. He literally can't miss right now. He's actually closing these rounds out. Default did not look amazing from Vitality, I will say. The first kill just came way too easily, and at the point at which they're making so much noise on long, they were just not in a good position to be doing so. And Brolin with the flash retake, it's perfect. I don't know how Masuda's not blind. He might have been looking at the floor to line up his nades for the site, so that could have even been worse.
Nip looking to clamp down on this T side, but Vitality limits Masuda, Desert Eagle only. Galil for Apex, Galil for Magisk. But Magisk is... Oh, I was going to say catch Rez jumping up, but that one came down to the milliseconds. Rez gets the better of him. Now the only thing Vitality to have to play with is long, and right now it's kind of open. We get this rotation up from Hampus.
They're giving up the option to walk it, though. Now some noise can be made. Really reinforced A setup. Love this from NIP. Brolin playing the same position this time, but not pushing. And they've got the jump spot to make sure the opponent doesn't get flanked. And S-Tag is the guy who just only has one angle to worry about here. Takes that over. Brolin refreshes his position. This is looking as it does in the textbook. You know, really perfect stuff.
So sick, so smooth. But a little bit of life left in this one. If only they had the bomb, then it could have transitioned that much easier. ZywOo onto the AWP. Masuda looking to press forward. Brolin is just camping on this bomb. And Masuda needs to keep it clean. Won't. Leaving ZywOo with 13 HP in the 1v3, 20 seconds, and nothing else to offer for Vitality. A 7th for NIP with this reinforced bathrooms play that S-Tag got rolling.
I loved it. I love the setup so much. It looked so much better. It was like that last round, except this time Hampus is actually jump spotting long to make sure that his rifler opera are safe. And Brolin has the inside of bathrooms from his divider position. You know, it's a pretty standard setup. It just worked very well. And S-Tag is just getting so much out of the outside of Banana. Vitality cannot get away back into this. Back to pistols. Will they regret taking it to overpass?
Brolin gonna hear the audio. Oh, ZywOo gets the better of him with just the Glock. Just the Glock.
Yeah.
He said, this is the best Sweden's got?
The best of Sweden and the best of France.
C'est qui le taulier? S-Tag looking for some kind of an answer. AK in the hands of ZywOo, and that should scare you just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just
maybe.
a little.
No one's armored up. That'll make it a bit harder. You don't see anything tragic go on in a rich round like this. Nice shot.
Fast reaction.
Yep.
Magisk. He gets another one with just the pistol, and ZywOo's AK again should make you nervous. Then suddenly in connector, we've got Vitality with another pistol kill of
Jesus.
4 versus 2.
No
3
armor.
weapons picked up, no armor, and dwindling amounts of time, but a good rotation down to the B site will at least put this into the post plant, you'd think. Nip just as quick as they run down. But both of these players have health. Wallbang won't stop plant. Magisk able to just sit on top of that. Dupree minimizing himself as he crawls by. And now if it's not Rez in the 1v3 clutch, then it's Vitality with the eco round win. Rez pushes in and Vitality push back.
Wow. I didn't think of that. Actually started with ZywOo out-dueling Brolin with a Glock.
Z factor.
The Z factor. No one had armor. No
Nope.
one, not a single piece of armor. Wow. I mean, that round could have been, I mean, that was a gimme. That could have been a snowball here for NIP. They've won already much harder rounds and look like the better team. But they got to stay on full alert. They just gave so much leverage over to Vitality. They were saving for this next round. Their economy is totally recovered now.
That one right there, folks. Round 11. It could be the rebound.
And the money is so bad here for NIP. Brolin's going from an M4 to a 5-7.
Oh. Asatag will still have the op, though. 16-4.
Out to the default once again. It doesn't feel like... Oh, okay.
Good boost.
Nice boost. Yeah, they time it so well. And Magiska's hoping to get them actually transitioning out of it. And he will find the opportunity, but he doesn't get a single point of damage on Rez. That is not a great spray at all.
Rez throwing his name to the top of the board right there with Asatag. Critical round to recover. Who's going to step up here for Vitality? Apex blinded and swiftly dealt with thanks to the MP9 swing of Plopsky. This is what they need, a rock-solid round to answer back.
Wow.
Okay, you got a little pizzazz.
Oof.
You slipped one onto the board, but let that be the end-all and find Nip right into winning ways once more.
Dude, Vitality do not look good enough to play this map, actually. Just going to say that straight up. Like, they've been too many flat, easy opening duels. One for Nip where there's no answer. This is a round where they just have an advantage. They came off of winning with literally a Glock, no armor, and yeah, they're just flatter than a soda that's been left out now. Like I don't know. They didn't have much incentive to. If it's not weird to die to a boost like that, but even Apex just running out. He got flashed because they hurt him the whole time, you know?
You mentioned that earlier, when it's like sometimes Apex will take those risks. And this one's in a 3 versus 5, obviously. Bit different.
No, yeah, it is. But it's
still
also
same.
Nip weren't even on a full buy, you know?
Yeah.
Nip weren't even on a full buy here.
So with that, NIP with an 8th.
Yeah, and 1 or 2 defaults where they aren't aware of where they can be heard, and they're having trouble keeping up with the pace of the map. With the size of the map and their defaults, like in terms of making time, there should be spots where they should be able to walk, but they're too late to it.
I mean, had you told me that this was a best of 3 and that NIP just got to pick overpass, I would completely understand.
Right.
And that's kind of how the matches felt, more or less. You know, a quarter of these rounds off of a ZywOo Glock start.
Yeah, and look, on the bright side for Nip, and something to praise him about as well, is Rez has just been winning all of his honest duels with his rifle, no problem. Like, very clean, no stress engagements, stopping the short push from happening multiple times.
And additionally, it's not just Rez, not because of Brolin, but Asatag having one of the best games that we have seen in months.
Absolutely, on the other side of the map, like completely locking down A.
Vitality, there is no soft flesh to try and sink into. NIP, an armored defense. Front path under question. Once more, the CTs just fall away.
There's a dent in the composure of Vitality, and that's a good situation to actually peel back a bit, because you know that the other team is now going to waste more time clearing out things just because they're worried, where they don't even need to be. So I like to call to hold back. I think I would, in this situation, having an extra player on A would make sense if they're going to play completely passive, but that's why Hampus was just in heaven, so he's a fast rotation over. And they'll soon find that it is going to be the A site. Brolin's got his sign flash ready.
Apex, oh my god. Again, just kind of sprinting in. Sudden burst of energy, 10 seconds. They have 10 seconds to get past the flower pots with people all around them. I mean, this just falls so flat.
Oof. No shot. They had no chance right there, man. That did not look very promising. Vitality were given the entire arena. They were allowed to get to the front of bathrooms, not taking a single point of damage. The CTs know they're going to play within the site, but that wasn't even a battle. I mean, that was simple. I mean, Brolin didn't even have to use his flash. Apex runs out first. The rest of his teammates are not organized enough to join the hit with him. It just doesn't look scary.
They gave him the entire Coliseum, let them pump up the crowd, and then NIP released the chariots. Just got run over. Ran over and left flat on the road in this next one. Just pistols.
I think it's a great idea sticking Brolin and Stairs. He made a cameo here for a couple of rounds now. Earlier on in the half, though. Oh, what a duel. The awareness here. Esatag catches an arm from ZywOo. Takes him out instantly. That was the op.
Gets picked up by Apex. Perfectly timed flash. 2 entirely blind, and Brolin nabs 1, falls away. NIP just doing as they please in these kinds of rounds. Esatag nearing the 20 kill mark. Apex aim punch going to be a problem, and he walks right into this angle from Esatag, who has just pretty much dominated this A site with the op.
Yeah, no, it's really no stopping him.
And continues on.
Giving him more.
Let's go, NIP.
He's at 20 and 4 on this half.
You know, what I love about Majors is it's always the story of who exceeds expectations.
Sure.
You know? And who stepped up today to say Esatag was going to give us a better performance than we have seen in months.
Yeah.
Who's the guy in the class that put their hand up to support that idea?
Probably no one. I mean,
Nobody.
there was no stats to really show that that was going to be the case. There was no way to precipitate this, but NIP are going to be ecstatic about the fact that it's happening. This best of 1 win, you know, the next 0-1 matchups in Legends are going to be a nightmare for some teams. There are some scary first rounders, like was it at NaVi G2? One of those teams is going to be 0-1. I mean, you don't want to have to go there for sure. It's a huge boon to your odds of getting out of this stage to just win this matchup straight up. So I'm sure NIP probably scratching their heads at the overpass pick, and Vitality, you can see they had the ideas that they workshopped to bring into the map, but the executions haven't been very clean. Their defaults are not good, just straight up. And they're not, what I thought that they were going to do is try to survive long enough to get into the 5v5 executions, but they are just dying before they get to those spots too many times. And they do not seem to have the players right now to win these 50-50s. They are getting outclassed.
Oh, Brolin. Yeah, gets tapped at by the Tech 9 of ZywOo. Maybe Esatag's here to recover things, looking for the exact same boost as the last round, but it's not coming out just yet. And it won't, because there is no AWP. ZywOo finds his hands onto that AK-47.
They're getting ready to phase the smoke on the other side of Monster. They'll see no T's here at 1:15. And now we're looking for tempo from Vitality as they start to group up outside the bathrooms. But the rotations will start to come into play. Flash comes out. Nice. It's a light exec. After they find Brolin, it might be the right idea.
Esatag, one more time. They need one more round from him on this half. And with that frag, double frag, they don't stop plant. 80 damage against Apex, 3 versus 4 in the retake. And we'll see what's left from the utility here. We've got a smoke, an incendiary on Plopsky. Esatag just trying to set it all up with the flash. Incendiary is going to clear the actual bomb plant. Flashbang goes out. Apex looks away, turns his attention into Plopsky's attempt at the push. ZywOo will be pressured. Rez connects versus Apex. It is him and Esatag, the 2 heaviest hitters of NIP on this CT side. And now the Rifleman looks to continue with a tap into Dupree. He keeps the hopes alive. He jumps on top of Bomb. Matches with just the Glock. There's only enough time. He's got it!
No!
NIP! Kick Vitality into the second half.
What the hell? I can't believe Rez wins like that. That's insane. That round was done. That was actually a wrap, dude. That last shot from Rez was so nasty. Well, he did what he had to do. He had the smoke. He didn't have time to fight anybody else. He just had to go jump on and stick it, and he does it perfectly.
And he still shows us this crisp kill right here.
This shot is nasty, man.
Just deletes Dupree, dodges death.
This is unbelievable.
R-E-Z.
R-E-Z. Yeah, that's. Well.
40
I like that.
kills between Rez and Esatag as we start this T side.
Yeah, and those are your A and B players, so it really makes sense why NIP have got this clean 11. They dominated Vitality. Vitality were not good enough in that first half. They'll have to show a new face here on CT side, which they absolutely could do. It'll be a lot easier. They've clearly got stuff to workshop. If they saw what was going to happen in this game on T side, they absolutely would not have picked this map. There's just too much stuff that's too rough. And some say that the only real practice is officials, so it does make sense that you got to bring it in at some point. But they did pick an ostensibly hard opponent to try to play overpass for the first time against.
They could have caught a lot of teams off guard with this. The fact that they chose Nip, more of a question than an exclamation. Apex blinded, and as he tries to come back at it, it's NIP looking for another pistol round win, and this time it's not a clutch that's needed. It is theirs through and through. Couple Danes left in the retake. 2v5, and they pick up 2 frags to start it, but then Brolin gets the better of Magisk, and Dupree looks to concede. He is gone. And with that, Nip are 4 rounds away from victory.
Damn, I wouldn't even have minded Dupree actually attempting this. I know it's 1v3, but so much time left on the bomb. And, you know, it's just a pistol round, but he would rather take this armor into the next upgrade to get full head armor for measly cost of 300. Was it 350 or 300? 350, right?
Yeah.
And that's it.
Hey, was there a bomb over there?
Yeah, that's.
What the heck?
I've never seen that before. Something new happens every game in CS, it seems. Odds greatly in the favor of NIP coming into the second half, and that's because that makes perfect sense. That's why. 22-6 on Esatag, 21-7 on Rez, and their impact has been absolutely felt. I mean, so many rifle rounds that looked insane from them. Preying on Vitality's lack of preparation here. Or maybe not lack of preparation, maybe just lack of execution, you know.
Solo armored FAMAS. It at least gets positioned into connector. And then the support falls back. Dupree, uh-oh. Ooh. If Brolin was looking over that picnic table, Dupree would be a dead man. Dupree can sense this. Gets the first one and does it cleanly. That's what's important here.
Yeah.
But then as he opens the door, Brolin comes downwards with his teammate. And that's, man, advantage established.
Well, yeah, completely isolated. I'd have to guess how many players are left, but it's not many. One USP coming in. And the round is over. That's it. 13 here for NIP. Cruising to the finish line.
Damn.
5 rounds in a row. 2 pistols as well. But I don't think pistols made the difference in this game. I really don't.
Except for that Glock from Zywoo.
Except for that Glock round. But actually, you know,
Round 11.
they even lose the next round right after that.
Yeah,
you
that
know,
was
with
the
it.
last round they won.
Yeah, yeah.
HUD's still messed up, guys. Nobody panic.
Yes.
Okay. I say that because I'm panicking.
It's currently a 5v5. Dupree and Rez, some people say, are the same player. Rez is the far better version today.
Yeah. He's on Esatag's heels.
Happy to play this drive. Brolin takes out Magisk. One on the right, and that trade comes down 1v1. They're already inside of B. And the entire site gets overrun just off of this contact play, letting their riflers take their duels.
So quiet until it wasn't.
Looking at Magus floating around outside Monster, peeking to the end of Monster on the CT side, on T side, and looking for his duels. He wasn't winning them then, and now he's on CT side doing the same thing and not winning them here.
With that, it's 14 for NIP, 10 points over Vitality, 2 away from the victory, and at this point, albeit blunt, there's no reason to believe Vitality have a chance, man.
Yeah, they haven't shown us why they should. They haven't shown us why.
Blind faith, maybe.
This is going to be the most simple way NIP could win a round, and they threw it in just to see. This is like a sparring round.
Just to test the waters.
A contact play.
Yeah, they throw out a jab, and Vitality are knocked out.
And it's not necessarily that they've got the better players or even the more consistent players over any kind of large amount of sample size, but right now in Overpass, their players are not comfortable.
Nope.
That's what we see. Their players are not comfortable at all. We saw some trades that Magus could have been able to win. ZywOo is not even close to Esatag's level on this map. In fact, he's lost many duels to him, even in that first half.
Sonic's last chance to get input, but I mean,
yeah,
you see Apex's reaction.
Final timeout called.
I'm sure.
Ooh, that'll be a stinging regret to know that they could have taken it to anywhere else. They really wanted it to be Overpass.
This was by design and flawed manufacturing. No recalls. No money back guaranteed. Just a thick loss for Vitality to have to handle at the start of the Legend stage. And this is a team, of course, that's coming out of Challengers. Did it very impressively.
Yeah.
Looked great. I mean, I'm not questioning Vitality. I'm questioning Vitality's decision to try and beat NIP on Overpass. See if this CT side can give us anything more to talk about. That is the thing with this. You know, only the second official that this Vitality have recorded on the map. So it's a learning experience. With a capital L.
Yeah.
Well-timed flash, but Hampus trades immediately.
Really, really solid trade. Into middle, paired with the flash, of course. And now NIP will try to trail back to outside Monsters. They throw a couple of grenades before the CTs can search back this information. And ZywOo is not in a position to do this by himself in case they are along. So it could be a good timing for them. And they found their way out Monster with no one close right. Masuda's not even looking in the right direction. Jump spot comes out. And eventually the trades come down from Plopsky.
Yeah, a couple kills. And as he runs in, you'll see everything else is clear. Apex can't even get ahead of the utility, so from bad to worse. Bomb planted, frag thrown.
Bomb planted on the other side of pillar as well. No damage for that.
Nope.
And an HE back.
Yeah, what goes around comes around.
Okay.
Plopsky continuing with his success inside the site. It's ZywOo with a chance for health. Burns to a crisp.
Jeez.
And like the hopes of Vitality in their opening map, everything's on fire.
Yeah.
11 match points.
They pretty much did the same thing. They just traded well. Plopsky, double entry out of Monster. He was another person on T side that it called into question alongside Esatag, but he's playing well. All they had to do was trade Hampus. They went literally right back for a Monster contact explode, and Vitality were just not ready at all. They're never in a position to throw their nades early. Too slow to reclaim space. Too poor of a T side. All hope is lost. France in shambles.
The Earth is dying. The aliens won't talk to us. And Brolin is right back home in Swedish CS. But him, Rez, and Esatag. And now I'm curious, if you're all the other teams, if you have, before this game started, we were talking about NIP who Mousesports and Maniac kind of chewing into Esatag as the statistics needed to be highlighted, needed to be talked about. I was sat here gobbling it all up. I'm nodding my head along with it every step of the way. They're
right.
doing their job.
They're right. They're right. You can take one map performance. That won't matter in the grand scheme of things. It's just how this looks right now is good. But, just saying the facts. He is the worst hopper in the Legend stage.
And I want to see, the reactions of all the other teams now that this is what's happened on Overpass. Is it just Overpass? Is it just the opening game? but at least there's, you know, a question raised. And right now, they're still fighting for this. I was thinking we could just talk through Vitality winning a round, but now Brolin's jumping down into the water, drop kicks Apex, and the young Swede has himself in the clutch. ZywOo's scout. Ooh, now all that's left is Brolin's gonna keep this one clean. Way too clean, way too easy.
God damn.
NIP dismantle
Brutalized.
Vitality.
Brutalized. That was a stomping. I want to call it a masterclass, but that was Vitality losing the veto, showing us why it shouldn't have been picked, why it did look weird, and NIP doing everything right. And Esatag off to a great start in the stage will mean the world to NIP. They absolutely need him to be able to survive this, and he's playing well enough. And right now, they have Brolin, Rez, Hampus, and then Esatag. I mean, then they've got a real team.
Yeah, it's working. The formula is working, at least here on this map versus this team. And those are, you know, the asterisks next to the result. But at the end of the day, a map win is a map win.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you're either 2-0, 0-2, and 1-1. And so for NIP to kind of have that extra chance for now is a great look, because there are questions around them still, and those questions will have to wait to be answered. Some more questions, I think, are how does this happen? Why does Esatag have this pop-off? And whether or not we believe that there is a continuity to it. To answer those kinds of hard-hitting questions, we throw it back to Freya, Maniac, and Maui.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Yes, it was a statement for Vitality to let this one through, but it came out as a whimper. I'm sure we're going to be talking about exactly why the veto did pan out this way, but man, we've got to give some props to NIP. They looked absolutely dominant, 16-4. And Esatag, we got to give him some props throughout this map.
I can't help but laugh. I mean, he was coming into this the worst opper. I'm not gonna beat around the bush in that. I'm not gonna even back down from that. But he is rewriting his own narrative right now. That was insanely impressive. He looked so comfortable with the AWP. The re-aggresses I thought were solid. The way he was helping out teammates was good. And when he was presented opportunities to hit some tough shots, I thought after he missed that first one against ZywOo, I thought, oh, it's gonna look bad for Esatag. But man, he kept it up. And I think that really his scoreline, it doesn't even paint the full picture. His impact was incredible on top of it.
I had no idea he could be that good.
Yeah.
Given the chance between Dust 2 and Mirage, I thought Ence would prefer Dust 2. I thought they would punish Kerrigan on that one. But we go to Mirage, which is, I mean, gentleman handshake, firm handshake. Both teams can play it. But there might have been an opportunity here for Ence to put FaZe in a bad position.
I'm a little bit concerned about this one for Ence. I'm not actually sold on their A defense. I think that Deha, Modin, the way they try to connect at A, I actually think that might be a vulnerability here. And if Kerrigan game plans the way that I would, then I can expect a lot of A hits coming out in this matchup.
Yeah, I'm just looking back at the last time these two teams faced up on this particular map at the EPL Grand Final. It was the one that Ence lost out on the most handedly. It was a 16-9 scoreline. And Rops, Twist, they were kind of the names that we were looking at coming into this. Anybody else, or are they going to be the people you're keeping an eye on for the side of FaZe?
Well, once again, I'm gonna look at the entry fraggers, because I think that really, I think Kerrigan and Rain, when they're running at Ence on a map like Mirage, like that A bomb site, I think they get a lot more mileage than they should. And it's up to Ence to try to stop that. They need to actually find ways to stop these opening plays, because a lot of Kerrigan's hits are pretty explosive, they're pretty fast, and those kind of players there from Modin, from Deha, if they can't find any way to at least shut down those opener players, then it's just going to be lights out.
I think this might be why Hades actually, fared so well in some of these matchups, because of the rhythm, because of how quick the attack is coming over. Because as a sniper, if there is just a little bit of a gap in utility, that's when you strike, that's where you punish, and that's what he needs to do for his team.
Well, we're going to see exactly how it does play out. Mirage on the cards for the first time. We'll be seeing FaZe here in Antwerp, and to guide us through it, it's Scrawny and Launders.
Yes, thank you guys. I'm ready for this one, man. Mirage and FaZe and Ence.
And Ence.
Ence, obviously, coming in, looking to take down what has been the best team in 2022 so far. Victory in Katowice, victory at ESL Pro League, over Ence specifically in that Grand Finals. But we've got Grand Finals games today. Just for a second, remember, opening matchups, right? These two teams, Finals of Pro League. We have G2 and NaVi.
Yes.
Does that not have finals written all over? These are just opening games. The Counter-Strike is sick.
Yes.
And Mirage could also be phenomenal between these two lineups. Without further ado, it is Game 3 on the A stream. First day of the Legends stage. Legends being made. And Ence to the T side, I think, should have their hands full.
This is the absolute best map to have this on. I think this is going to be extraordinary to watch. I'm so hyped for this right now. Let's go. FaZe Ence in the opening match. And man, They both can win. So that means it's going to hurt extremely badly if they lose. Okay, pop up through connector. Oh, the set move into the window, putting tons of pressure up, but Rob stays alive inside of the palace. And a clip. Hades takes out Rain and CT spawn. This opens things up. They'll overtake this space, and D-Hall wins over Rops. Yep. They don't plan.
Rops is big, but Kerrigan strikes, and the CTs follow suit. They've kind of fumbled this bomb, and Brokey, yeah, he's not going to give you a damn chance to breathe. D-Ha looking for the clutch in the 1v2. These CTs are very much in the open, and he shakes off.
Oh, yeah.
That's what Maniac's talking about. He's the guy. Stands tall. Big pressure situation, big pressure game, big delivery on the P250.
Yeah, what a pop-off. After Brokey put a laser pointer on the end of his USP and just starts executing everybody, I was like, all right, it's over. And D-Ha, he finds 4? No, that was from the stairs he got, Rops. They also had another player waiting on that tip of Apex for Rops to peek at the same time. I thought it was him. Clean, I want to say clean pistol. Good pistol. Inspiring pistol. A pistol that gets you hyped off of the clutch.
A pistol where the individuals sure look good.
Yes.
The aim's looking clean.
Yes.
Them shots crisp. Double scouts, double deagles, solo CZ. FaZe very much just playing the perimeters of the map.
Slight overstack towards B because, again, this is where a lot of Antico rounds end up. Top con smoke is not going to be a lie this time.
Broken's got damage
forward,
in.
yeah. But single tag. Twist tries to be very patient with that deagle on the last try. Kerrigan will fall off and get damage. Oh my god, he's actually rotating, yeah.
Picks up the scout, misses that one chance, lands it on Hades. Snappy gets cut off by Rain, and the individuals of FaZe are looking good enough, but it's the old boys as Kerrigan will be toppled. Rain's coming out from window, and Spinks keeps it clean.
Oh, I forgot Spinks was alive. Yeah, whenever Spinks is alive, then there's a huge chance that they'll win.
Dude, this guy's got a land buff.
Dude, Ace is just more comfortable. He'd just be owning on land. Spinks is a very special rifler. He has shown such high peaks already in a lot of their big games. He's still actually somewhat inconsistent, so not kind of as consistent as, say, like the core of FaZe between Rob's, Twist, and Brokey or anything like that. But he's doing it with a rifle, trying to take Brokey out of that equivocation and just say, well, he at least goes huge when they need him. That was a good look in pre-fire right there, or pre-aim, I should say. Oh, they search this out, but Snappy still wins.
Body shots, but that's it.
Well, the bomb is actually coming down mid instead of going onto Cat. So this time they're trying to use the connector smoke maybe to provide misdirection. No, instead they'll take it up Cat smartly. Not hearing anything within the B site. And are avoiding the remaining CTs. We've seen pistol rounds play a factor into the first two series. Maybe less so in the last one because NIP just played so much better, even on the rifles. But definitely in that first game, that was a 16-11 match, and Heroic had won both pistols with conversions. It'll be meaningful for Ence to start this well. Again, D-Ha 1v2 pistol round into 3 rounds straight off. And FaZe only got a touch of damage here. One player down who had a Mac 10.
Poor Rops sent packing by Madden.
So what was brought up about Ence, especially in their match versus G2 and the Challenger, or not Challenger. Oh, it was the Challenger. G2 were Challengers, right?
Yeah. Legends in spirit.
Legends in spirits. Provably legends now. Was that they call a ton of set plays out of spawn, and honestly, their T side got so wiry in that G2 game, trying to hit A over and over again. And ironically, all they did was make G2 better and more resilient at holding. And so I think that was a problem for Ence, that they were a touch one-dimensional. They also tried to attempt way too many lurks, which was something that just also got more clear. FaZe will be an interesting matchup because they actually do quite a little bit of lurking on their T sides. And also have a handful of set stuff and faster plays. But there was not much love for the B site in the Ence match. All about A. Quite quiet here in mid. Only Twist spotting it.
Kerrigan not entirely alone, but Twists won't be able to support him until they get to the windows. Flash, maybe.
Yeah.
He has left on his own.
Ence actually have to be incredibly careful here. If they don't think that Kerrigan has pushed it all, they're running it back to A. First of all, this turns into a lurk. It might not look pretty. If they fall back too haphazardly, Kerrigan can follow them out. When I say them, I mean Deha. Now the exec is coming through.
Incendiary lands on ramp. Gonna slow that one down for a second. Spink still looking for his route out through Palace. And again, the smoke. The grenades from FaZe.
Well, they don't molly
Stopped
triple.
it only a second. Space given to Brokey. Spinks comes out. Immediate kill into Rain. Rops one and done. And that is Ence exiting ramp, but Twists reclaims a little territory versus Deha. Throws an AK-47 into the window for Kerrigan. But they're going to go ahead and... Are they leaving? No,
they're between two mines. Yeah, I don't know. Twist came back. Maybe he found a nice bit of utility. And there's one frag here for Finn. Kerrigan looking for a second. Last player on the ramp. Bomb is planted on the inside of default. It's solid for A ramp, but he'll have to come out a little bit.
Kerrigan, does he have it?
Oh,
no.
Tries a pre-fire. I think that was his best move, but ultimately Hades wins. And the A exec was pretty compelling. I mean, Brokey hit a great shot to kick things off, but he only got one. And his teammates didn't do much else.
Nice jump down into the underpass, killed the flank. At least that wasn't a problem. 2v2 towards site. Not meant for FaZe. Ence win first rifle. Brokey, couple clean shots. The fact that Rain got deleted off of default by Spinks immediately.
You can see Ence kind of saving the action in middle for the eco rounds. Just so far anyway. And look to want to maybe follow kills, leaving bomb. Stage back in T-spawn.
Spinks rewarded. Nice patience. Works out exactly how he wants. And Ence going to play it slowly towards ramp again. So far, so good. Ooh, little barrel here, so Madden. Yeah. Sends a nade onto Kerrigan and kills him with a little bit of a wall bang. Easy does it, poor Kerrigan. Twists the next to be toppled. Robs has got an answer. Right? We're looking for the fireworks. We're looking for the ferocity from FaZe, but they've been kind of muzzled with lesser weapons. All these rounds barring the last. So, quietly, Ence have gone ahead and grabbed a 5th round. Did you put Ence through to the next stage?
I didn't. I mean, they were on my short list, of course. There were just so many good teams. I think the one that I put in that maybe most people switched out for was Furia.
Okay.
So I have Furia making playoffs, but them and Ence. And for me, again, Ence comes down to basically their opper. The only real consideration versus other teams. And I mean, Hades is not a bad opper or anything like that, but in terms of the level of eliteness that a lot of the other offers are at this event, like even if we look at FaZe right now, by the end of this year, they're probably going to have 3 players in the top 10 in their core, which is actually unreal. So this level of talent standing out on top of the composition being perfect is really good. Now, Ence are trending up at the right time. You know, in through challengers,
yes.
They look solid. They
Dead
can beat
on.
almost anybody. The Pro League finals in their rearview mirror. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to see, of course, that Ence could absolutely make top 8 at this major. So they weren't completely out of consideration, but for me, it comes down to offers.
Second gun round underway, and Rob's already hanging out inside of the smokes. Just pelted by utility here, and Ence will take top mid. Ooh, Ence have a timing here, Madden. I believe he's been seen. Brokey concedes. Mid very much belongs to Ence. And this B split's getting ready, but we do have a reposition here with Brokey and Twist silently switching spots, putting the AWP in the back of this site, looking to serve as the anchor for FaZe's B hold. But Brokey jumping up, gets spotted, he's scoped in. Just dies to the walkout. Twist is there for the quick recovery. Kerrigan comes in from the corner. There's still a chance here despite the man advantage being taken by Ence. And Twists, well, he's still got Kerrigan taking players away from him. All good. Big play from Kerrigan, 2 on the M4, 1 off the USP. But when Brokey got caught sleeping on the van, that looked sketchy for a second.
There were so many players alive in the site that you could almost feel like everything's being covered. But Cat was just this wide open area that allowed them to come up. And again, I mean, Ence, sometimes what they do is just walk in. They just walk in and turn in the corner on Cat. That's actually kind of hard to do because of all of the angles, even from connector. Brokey could rely on his 8 players to maybe spot you turn in the corner on Cat. So, but it was kind of a honeypot. There were too many more CTs there. All in comfortable positions as well. It's a little late action on mid as they try to jump down, but this is a counterplay to this, having Robson underpass, waiting for connector presence.
Oh, but he got by.
Yeah, they sneak it. And
this is not Robs, it's Snappy.
Brain see him? Yeah, he did.
Oh, but then Robs is there to trade it. Comes in from underground. Twist wins his fight towards mid, so now all that's left for Ence is this walkout on A site.
Yeah.
Brokey looking for the contact. Spinks has already managed to get that cross. Oh, he wins that fight? That's such a narrow angle to play with the AK.
An unreal spray there. But Brokey looked like he didn't have armor, actually. Did he glass cannon? I'm not sure. Now the rotation's coming in all the way through spawn. Rops will swing it. It's a marathon for him.
D-Hub finds bomb plant. Coverage from the smoke. Twist spams through, nothing there. We've got this flank around from Rops, eventually coming in from Palace. Kerrigan gets softened up. Now him and Twist, both mid-30s, jump over towards Ticket. Suddenly makes things sketchy because Kerrigan is going to be in a crossfire. Spinks was watching Palace, was past tense. Kerrigan gets that other one, and Hades in the open falls.
Geez.
The 3v3 goes the way of FaZe. They win their second round.
Fortunate bit of timing there for Rops, actually. Spinks lined it up. After that, of course, he was in a tradable spot. But, wow, I can't believe Diha jumped out the CT spawn that up. Still, actually, almost helped.
Would just be a misbuy if Brokey was glass cannon, because surely they saved his op from the last round.
Okay.
Everybody was over on that B site.
I'm only judging based on
The
his
aim
screen
punch,
shaking.
right? Yeah. No, it
so
seemed intense.
not
I'm
exactly
right there with
sure, but yeah, you could say. Brokey was looking for the fight in Palace, but he wasn't double scoped, and Spinks got into that angle nicely. So, a couple of close situations.
Yep.
Very close. Even the fact that Robs let Snappy get into connector and he ends up killing Rain, they don't call it timing because he's watching it 80% of the time. Turns away for a second. But it's by design. Ence will play slowly. They will take all of these little gaps, and a lot of the times they're going to try not to waste utility when they do it. That's what'll keep you on your toes here on CT side.
Four smoke grenades over top from Ence. 5. Oh my god. Throwing everything and the kitchen sink. Getting an opening pick with it.
Wow, this is so disjointed. We've got one player walking out. Deepod's going to get caught off guard. There's nothing right behind it, which might make it feel like a fake, actually. But in reality, the bomb is the next player coming up the ramp. They're holding on to mid control and waiting for Twist to push off of Cat. They finally find it, but they don't punish him.
Kerrigan kills Snappy. That's the B lurk dealt with. Hades will be able to catch Rain pushing up. And Spinks still sitting inside mid. His team now needs him. Call to action onto A. And Twists. Oh, he could have a 1v1 towards middle while bomb is being planted. Oh, Twists will get the better of the connector player. Madden deep inside of jungle, next to die. And this is looking like the back-to-back 3v3s for FaZe. Sure enough, every piece of their puzzle comes together, makes the bigger picture, and FaZe continue to cut back this lead.
Man, so many close situations. I mean, even the fact that Twist gets lit up inside of Cat and then wins a double dink duel into connector versus Spinks. That's a duel that Spinks will happily take. even if they run that back 10 times. This part looked a little strange. They were clearly just trying to get FaZe to make a mistake, and I think with the amount of pressure and where it was, they were looking for Twist, who is their first rotator to come off cat, start clearing out mid, to be the one to push, but they don't take him out. So maybe there was an idea there. It looked different, that's for sure. You don't often see those smokes anymore on A-side attacks. Madden trying to creep. Oh, he'll join
Timing,
the cat.
yeah, I like the timing here. I
Gets
like
spotted,
the rush. Twists is being covered, but not that much. Not with the smoke on the other end of it. He just gets gunned down by the MAC-10. He lands a shot, but doesn't get the kill. And B-side just crumbles under pressure. That was so fast, so suddenly.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, just Madden getting spotted, turned Twist around, and he was catatonic, like sitting there at Get Right, watching the flank the whole time. Meanwhile, Snappy's like, all right, well, I'm clearing out Get Right. I'm looking for you. And he does find him. So, really cool set piece here from Ence. They win another clean one. There's still so much money over on the side of FaZe. They could shake their head at it, but it's not too big of a deal. Would have been one to break the economy in half on Ence. Oh, insane.
Not only does he survive the op shot, but then he kills Brokey like that.
Right.
Oh, nasty.
Uh-oh.
Rob's caught on the jump over.
Oh, man. Look at the tempo. That was Rob's trying to get up on Cat.
Feels like Ence are kind of...
Whoa, they let him... No, oh my god, I thought they were going to let him go after all that. He knows he was dead if he sat there in underpass.
Yeah, desperation sinks in for Robs, so...
Like, you could fall into underpass purposefully, but if you don't pair that with an upper B push, then there's no way to escort your teammate out. So just this one move of Ence, peeking, hoping Brokey doesn't start window, and swinging mid, earns them a first kill. I like how much FaZe have taken over Palace, consistently tried to, and now a fight will walk right up into Rain. No utility behind this. Spinks has done well in the past. Let's see who wins.
Real off angle here. Spinks seemingly cautious. Rain locked into that one. So while Ence continue out from the A ramp, it's just going to be Palace in the back of their minds. Middle seems clear, but this deep corner spot from Twist almost was the end of Madden. Brokey sees a player jump ticket. Nice flick into Snappy's head. Pops him like a melon. Turns it over.
Jesus.
Kills Tiha. Slips into connector smoke. Comes back at it from stairs. Brokey is everywhere. And while he does that, Twists ends this.
How does he even end up in that spot on the inside of that jungle smoke? I don't even know.
Dude, he's ethereal. Just cruising through those smokes.
Yeah. Watching Brokey blossom in these last couple of years has been just such a sight. I mean, the explosiveness from him is just ridiculous. And I mean, there's so much chaos right here, and it feels like he's the one orchestrating it. In reality, he's just a part of it, and he can just juggle a million decisions at once, make the right one, and hit the hard shot. That's what Brokey is all about. 4 rounds up now for Ence, as they're throwing a lifeline. Twist gets his, little bit of damage to the bottom connector as well. That slows down the attack. And Ence do a good job of finding the opening kill, disabling Robs, winning mid, no refrag, then come back to an A attack, doesn't work out in the end. It can happen. 4 out of 5 rounds won here from FaZe in a row.
Looking to bottom out those banks.
Just like we saw in that previous attempt, yeah, money is low. Madden on just attack 9.
A little nervousness should start to set in for Ence after a phenomenal start with the 5-0. It's not every day we get to see Kerrigan top the scoreboard. For now, that's where he is.
And more consistently, he is making like these once in a while games happen.
I'm sure he knows that's a part of the play.
They had that one locked.
He owes it to the stars of this roster to be his very best.
Yeah. I made the argument that his individual level is actually important for this team.
Oh, but he gets hit by Tiha. Oh
Oh, well.
These headshots.
Diha's hitting.
Wow. That second one as he slides through twists, goes for a controlled burst and finds himself 3 kills. This round is Diha's.
Damn.
This round belongs to Ence.
Yeah, that was monster mode from Diha. He kicked it into the 6th gear for that. Ran over the site.
Wow, double deletion.
Beautiful openers.
Oh, poor Kerrigan. Oh, his form's been improving.
Can't say a thing.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah.
That is nice. Props to Diha.
Controlled all the space. You couldn't even tell that Ence were just about low right there. So still some money here from FaZe, but man, not even enough for the op on Brokey.
Actually, such a critical round. That's the round right there from Diha that could just turn this one into a snowball effect for Ence's T side. End it as strong as it started. Five in a row. Why not?
Template B could be good. Well, they'll see one.
Risky business for Madden.
Yeah.
Tries to run away from the scout.
It's the same play.
Runs into Rops instead. Thomas for twists. Clean as can be. Tucks into the arch. Has 2 players to support, or had. Frag grenade also landing on twists, and yet still he fights on. Hades looking for the response. Him and Spinks in the 2 versus 4. And as a player jumps out through market, Hades continues to go forward. Spinks is giving great coverage, but how do they get back that bomb? Hades. Oh! Him and Spinks just doing everything.
God damn. What? 4 kills for Spinks on those B entries. There was a million ways that FaZe could have won right there. If they had tucked and let Ence out, then they probably had a better chance. They decided to go for the duels, and there's even a chance for Rops to win, right? Spinks had red HP at bench as he was taking that fight. That headshot angle pays off in back-to-back rounds with different players at the helm, and Ence on these B attacks have found so much success.
Rops, nope, not going to get past Spinks. We've seen Spinks go a little more passive. This time, just takes that little left peek. He's rewarded for it. Insta opening. And they're going to lean on the USPs. Rain given a back and a chance and a kill. Kerrigan, not so lucky. Snappy wraps it up. 9 rounds for Ence.
9 rounds, super solid half. Some great calls here. Even more impressive on the entries than anything else. It's not like FaZe haven't anticipated all of the different styles of play that have come in these rounds, and they've answered back with like a high individual level, but overall the calling's just good enough. The entries are spectacular, and yeah, it looks like Ence are the favorites basically based on the rounds that we're seeing right now. So this is big stuff. Now I'm not going to write off FaZe at this point. It's not like we saw in that Vitality an NIP overpass game where it already looked like Vitality had lost at this point. FaZe are way too good at Mirage. And they also have the best T sides in the world right now, so that's coming up in the second half. But they will not be pleased with only 4. They will not be pleased or comfortable.
When these teams met in the ESL Pro League Finals, Mirage was a part of that best of 5. We had Ence taking away 7 terrorist round wins. So a closer half than what we've got here already. Marked improvement and a chance to keep this going. I'm sure it'll feel real good if Ence can, it's not quite a grand finals, but just this best of 1, so phase down into that 0-1 pack. There's a little bit of revenge on this one.
The 0-1s are a nightmare because of these 2 teams, because of NaVi G2. You do not want to end up going down into that 0-1. And there are no guarantees for playoffs. There are no lock-ins. As much as someone might say that FaZe are a favorite to win this major, you could only argue by a small margin. This organization has never won a major. This roster has started to come up together. They have tournament wins so far this year, but they are by no means a lock-in in the same sense that NaVi were in the last major, where they ended up not dropping a series and won every tournament of the year before that. It's not the same level. And in fact, NaVi still exists right now, and they could potentially win a second major in a row. Too much up in the air, and if Ence keep playing like this, we'll see them make a deep run as well.
Twists and Rops and Rain not going to let off the pedal here towards middle. Rops, very nice first one as he comes around that smoke. Twist was serving up a distraction. We had those T's scrambled for a second because Twists was spamming damage into them. Rops will be caught. arrogant. Ooh, guys, dude, we've already seen Spinks deliver from those windows, and I thought maybe, just maybe, he'd do it again.
He doesn't need much health to grab those frags. Window spot comes in, yeah.
He could still clutch this.
Brokey immediately runs into the site.
Jumps onto the dumpster. Twists on the window is where this one ends. Twists, slow rotation, they play it patient, and Madden gives them that last frag, so it is at least one more here for FaZe, and a final round of the half.
Yeah, at 6, honestly 6 would be fine. I think we'd get, I'm looking for a 30-round game here. Yeah, that's what I want, like a really close match into the second half, and I think they'd be okay with 6. You could easily say just Ence were better, they won here.
I love how Twist just taps through that box.
Could end up being more competitive. So off the last tech pause, we had FaZe come out with really aggressive mid control, and I think that was one exploitable weakness of Ence, is that they do so many fast tactics into mid, jumping into connector or taking over cat control, that they leave underpass completely unbabysat, and like you have to have somebody go through upper B, walk underpass to join the mid attack, and that guy has to do a lot of walking because anybody on cat can hear him running. So in the early portions of the round, every time Ence wanted to do something fast, we saw that G2 use this against Ence, where they'd play inside of underpass to stop any kind of connector lurks. And right now, FaZe have found some great chances and have actually executed on them well to jump in and pair that with twist on cat and some connector pressure at the same time to stop the riflers from running down.
Maybe one more quick one. At least a little bit of presence. Snappy hopes to deliver the gifts. Brokey not on his op. So the jump spot continues on.
Make noise.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. That would actually just get me to leave the site. Like, I would just literally go to the other side of that. But we got one under Balk kind of alone, actually. Very few support grenades here. They might not be able to afford the bomb to go down.
With that second and third and fourth Molotov, they burn Rain out of position. Brokey will come through the smoke, finally, as the fire kept him at bay. Left Rain on his own. Diha, oh, the late lurk should catch Twists, but what if Twists gets into the mix before that flank arrives? Madden will be cleared off site. Rops has the kill, and sure enough, Diha will get it. So Rops in the 1 versus 3, looking for the 4K to give FaZe 6. Snappy taps at him, Spinks gets damaged, but the wallbang goes both ways. And Ence with an excellent first half.
I don't know where the nades went on that one for FaZe coming off the last round win. They were completely out by the time the exec came in, and it's not advisable to play under Balk if you at least don't have a smoke, but also you kind of don't have a connection with Brokey. If there's going to be some kind of A-site hit with full nades, like we've seen many times from Ence, then Brokey and Rain cannot help each other at all. Like, look, right side smokes come out, which are even more common than CT smoke, and there's no way for Brokey to do anything except for walk in through the smoke and take too long to kill somebody and can't get out.
And even then didn't want to, didn't get to walk through it when he first wanted because of the other Molotov. Think about that round where he's got his op and he's just inside of those smokes. So much more space to work then.
So
compared to that.
And no support flashes for him either. So
dry.
Maybe FaZe are happy for that half to have ended. Now Ence moving to half number 2, start off on CT. Got to be smiling ear to ear.
The upset potential this morning for the first day of Legends has been real. But we've got FaZe on a T side, looking to set the pace themselves. Spinks dives into the bench. He's got a fight with Twists over top, loses his first rotate, and it's a 5v3 out of FaZe immediately on this B site.
Yeah, they got swarmed. Single smoke over on Get Right. Stop any kind of cap pressure, but the CTs were playing within smokes.
They kept it simple, they kept it clean. And while Rain will fall to Madden, Twist's right there for the trade frag. So Twist taking his spot at the top of the board here, both him and Brokey.
Hades keeps killing a guy in the back.
How's he do it?
So good at that.
Gets stuck on the door frame, will be hunted down like a hound. Rops with the 2K close.
Yeah, I thought they did the hunting. What do hounds hunt?
Foxes?
Foxes?
Yeah, I think.
Damn. Are foxes cats?
No.
Okay. I used to think cats were girls when I was a kid. All right. More at 6. 29 for... Why is, how does he just do that all the time?
I don't know.
Just always 20 and 9.
And I just figured, like, oh, once they get to the Legend stage, maybe it cools off.
Yeah.
But Spinks is making one hell of an argument for himself.
Absolutely.
Strong argument for Ence. Double scout, triple deegs. Oh, D-Hug. Good thing he's still alive. Falls back with his frag grenade. Spinks takes a little bit of a gander into the palace and falls down. Madden a little too slow on the draw with the smoke shot. Snappy deep in B.
Interesting.
No cat presence here for the counter-terrorists.
Yeah. They've been coaxed into a bad decision. And no eyes on mid, playing totally blind. But Snappy's pushed up, so he'll be the early warning system. However, if he dies, it won't be early enough.
Smokes go over. You can see that desperate move from Hades to try and put the scout in position. Twists. Dies. The reload is in.
He lets him reload.
Oh, man. He had a little life left in him.
Yeah.
And Hades did get one with the scout in the meantime. Still Kerrigan able to recover.
Ooh.
But Spinks from across town hits the Deeg.
What kind of guns are we working with here? Brokey has
this round's got life. Brokey's
has-
trying to sit on top of the other scout. Mac 10. This is Kerrigan? How? Oh. Ah.
Yeah. Okay.
Low HP.
Yeah.
That much we know. Low HP for what's left of Ence and not looking like any real attempt at an exit.
Yeah, Brokey's like in a scary spot, but he actually doesn't have to move. And the CTs, well, can they get both of them? Oh, they can't. Yeah, wow. What a shot.
You take it.
That's
Doesn't come with enough time for the defuse, but you take what you can get. That's damage, baby.
That'll be Brokey. Oh, Brokey's pickup's already screwed. He put NIP 03.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's funny. He probably locked in something else, though, didn't he?
You never know,
that on
man.
Twitter.
You can't trust the internet.
You can't trust Brokey, especially. He's too tricky at CS.
You know, I feel like the pick'em culture has become one of deceit
Yes.
and deception.
Yes, and
know
malice.
who to blame.
And malice. Absolutely. People are not bringing their best intentions to these
No.
pick'ems.
Used to be honorable.
Yes. All right.
Quick one.
Quick to be. Very quick.
Jumping out the window. Flash goes first. Rain goes beyond. Insta-kill from Spinks. Dodges the flash easily. Snappy's MP9 from bench. Good. Oh, and then another dink on the follow-up. Tons of damage being done by the SMG. So much so that Diha's Deeg sweeps away Twists. Robs wants to attack from Cat. Can they bring this back? 2 versus 4. Very little health, and the bomb will hit the deck.
Yeah, that's the chance right there.
That's an 11th for Ence and a CT side that starts early.
Yeah, very much so.
Poor Robs, man. If he had more HP, then maybe, but he's lost the element of surprise, and Hades locks in that final kill.
It was interesting pathing. I mean, they couldn't jump out of the window because they smoked it, so going out van side, I think just fed really well into Ence's spots in the way that they were holding. And when you take out the first guy on the B attack, if you're playing off spawns, then sometimes the spacing can get very hard, and you'll end up getting glued into positions in halls, trying to fight out of the windows, which is not what you want. You really just want to get out of the door, out to van, and get control as fast as possible. Shut down right away. Ence are staring 12 in the face. Exec coming out towards A. Nobody's here to stop it, except Madden over in CT spawn.
Oh, yes,
Wow.
Hades.
He keeps killing the guy in the back.
Bro. That one was clean. Racking up the easy frags. Madden going to give a little space here to Rops. Able to exit at the very least, but poor Twists finds himself alone. Tech 9, not meant for this one. Only that one kill from Twists. Barring that, it is Ence's round. Easy for Ence, they say.
All they do is flash through the jungle smoke and have one rifler peek in. Madden throws his lurk smoke into the site to take an extra peek. And with all that defense in mind, bomb cannot be planted. Well, not only are they staying 12 in the face, wow, they're staring potentially 13. Absolutely nothing here for FaZe to work with. Will the Ence 3-0 prophecy be foretold? This was such a hard first round that I think this is where the trepidation comes in when you think about their chances, even though overall they, of course, have proven some good stuff versus some of the other teams at the stage.
Yeah, this one would send vibrations through the Legend stage. A ripple through reality. Man down for FaZe, as it should be with just these pistols. Kerrigan's going to try to sneak through the smoke. Madden's having none of that. Be gone. Hades hears the movement outside the A-ramp. His SMG should be good enough. Poor Brokey. He'll hit the dink, but that's it. Not destined for round 20. 13-7. Another buy-in from FaZe. This is going to be a long comeback for FaZe.
Yeah,
no matter what.
It's
if they don't just lose.
Of course, they could easily. There's actually no reason to not believe in Ence right now into the second half. There's no luck about the way they've won. Look pretty solid. Just comes down to if FaZe are ready to grind. Of course, they have the ability to make this comeback occur. Got nothing else to do today. They've been here before. They've had to stage a lot of comebacks. But it is their first day in these chairs.
That's the thing, right?
We've had Ence do an entire stage already. They've got the butt outlines inside of the chairs.
Smokes at the top of mid. Snappy not going to put his head on that shelf.
What is this smoke?
I don't know.
They re-smoked the one way. Snappy kind of lines up the top mid box nade. Maybe he thinks this just missed a window. Throws it a bit shy. Lurky and FaZe secure ladder room control.
Rain's being utilized for it.
There's somebody in window, but where are they tucked? Okay.
Straight under. Diha gives good cover. Rain the first casualty. Kerrigan connects.
They know another one's jungle. One spotted CT.
And should
Spinks
be
still
low.
alive.
Oh, Rob's through smoke.
But will they forget about Spinks?
That's the big one, and you can't forget about Spinks. He's looking up, gets cleared. Robs comes in with the multi-kill, head on a swivel as FaZe surround that A site and squeeze.
That became 4v5, but positionally, they had a big edge. They had jungle, they had ladder room, they spotted 2 window side, they had the trade in mid, and then the warning system as Rob starts to put pepper some bullets in through that jungle smoke. And Spinks was the other out, but they kept a good inventory of who was alive and made sure to clear it. Still having a great game overall. Still managed to get a kill somehow in that spot. But FaZe secure 8 and it looks pretty solid.
Same smoke here in mid.
Yeah. One interesting way to stop any of the pressure down mid.
The nade is just on point.
Wait, is this smoke thrown from the T side or the CT side?
The one at the top that's T-side smoke.
Oh, okay.
And then Rain has twice now just kind of looked over the top of it. He's met by a frag. Dihud's gonna tuck into the cover. He's got Madden to help him from jungle. Oh, and another towards Cat. Dihud gets that headshot into Kerrigan as he dies. And he was never getting out of there alive. So for him to take one with him, props.
Look at the pressure mounting on Madden. He's on the inside of the smoke, top of connector. One in CT to support from the CT side.
Rain versus Madden up close.
Oh, there's
Good
the duel.
trade.
Oh,
Good
I don't
trade.
know if I'd rather be FaZe still. Yeah,
Rob's
Hades.
dead. Hades burned off of Ticket, comes back, misses his shot, but honestly, he could be dead by now if Rain wasn't blinded. And then they throw Brokey into Firebox. Another flash meant to set up Rain, but the op comes in with at least that one. And nobody else to peek from Ticket for the CT side. A very critical 2 versus 2. You've got Twists and Brokey, star-studded players for FaZe. Against Snappy and Spinks, the challenger, but Twists unable to get his kill, and so Brokey now falls down into the clutch, and he's drawn between 2 directions. Spinks, cookie cutter clean, Ence 14.
Yeah, they're 14 now. They're standing. They're near the top of the mountain. They're near in the pinnacle. They have to be feeling great. Floating in those spots in the post plant, hoping for the kills to come to them, and not ready early for those plays.
And that's
it gets a bit
individual
awkward,
level.
but I was thinking that FaZe, in all of those trades, had the better trade. Like, Madden kills a Palace guy, but if you killed the guy coming out of Connector, that would have been scarier. And then that trade goes down. And then Hades, he gets away with one, but they get CT control with his refrag. Or he gets two, actually. He gets two.
No, the whole round, you know, there's a question until it's just the 2 versus 2.
Yeah.
And at that point, Twist, he could have won his duel. Brokey, he could have killed the guy CT and clutched. Missed op shot, missed AK spray, and no missed chance from Ence with Diha setting them up. Madden supported for the double spray of 5 versus 3 to lock in 15. And Diha comes in not only with flash assists, but frags through smoke as Twist is toppled. Spinks and Diha lock it in. And now we're talking match points. We're talking upsets from Ence over FaZe. The number 1 in the world could be 0-1 in Legends.
Absolutely. Looks like it's going to happen. That tactic was perfectly executed. Madden, you could see the conviction. Even though he gets mollied off of stairs in the first peak, he's running back in and catches this with the flash from Diha over top of, over from mid. I don't know if he threw that from spawn or not, but that's all they needed. They just knew exactly where the routing would be on this kind of set play. You could see the preparation paying off for Ence on top of, again, some great T entry work in the first half. A lot of sound calls. Diha, Spinks showing us X Factor. Keeping up in a huge way, and they punish the A ramp again.
Yo!
Direct line for Diha with his eyes closed.
No openings. No chances. 7 match points, and they only need 1. Brokey will be tagged down to 73. That single Galil, that single ramp entry, the bomb carrier to boot. He's got Madden locked into what could be the 1v1 if Diha continues to be distracted by mid. Utility at the bottom of connector. Brokey's just waiting for the peak to come over. Diha will be turned away, burned back. Oh, but even that dink's not enough.
Oh, Jesus.
And now this one's done, dude.
Yeah.
Wrap it up. Ence, they strike first blood. A little bit of sweet revenge. Just a delicate taste. It's not a best of 5 finals, but it's an opening message that the challengers have come to play.
Yeah, they really have. They could be in control of their fate now. I mean, with a win like this, they send FaZe down to lowers to devour somebody else. There are some big fish that might get knocked down, and even if they were the team to go down, it would have been equally as scary. So, FaZe start 0-1 here in Legends. A team that many people believe can, of course, win this major and are number 1 in the world right now. But Legend Stage can be as hard as some of these playoff matches for a lot of the teams here. You know, it's 8 of them that will be the ones, and one of them to win the major. And no one's fate is sealed. No one's fate is guaranteed.
Nothing is secured. There are no promises here, just promising looks for Ence. That one... I like it. A week of warm-up, essentially, is what moves Ence into this first fight, and they take it to FaZe. You know, no chance. You got to hit the ground running if you're coming in as Legends. And now, again, think our next match, G2 NaVi, another team there that's going to be 0-1. So either G2, NaVi, plus FaZe. I don't want to lose a map today. This is a horrifying position for a lot of teams, but it's what we all signed up for. We'll hand this one back to the desk so they can break it down.
That challenger state momentum continuing for the side of Ence. They managed to take down their nemesis in FaZe, and the world number 1s now 0-1 here at the major. I just want to echo the sentiments of Scorny and Lorna there. We don't know exactly what's going to go down today, but you do not want to be in that 0-1 bracket.
No, and we talked about it. We talked about the teams that are acclimated to the conditions here, the teams that have had this warm-up, this very fought-through challenger stage. FaZe came in cold. They came in sloppy. We're going to talk about it. It's a few rounds absolutely misplayed for a team of that caliber, and we have to give it to Ence. Any opportunity they had, they took it.
I said before this that FaZe, they're the favorites of this major, but they're by no means a shoo-in to win it all. This is a prime example of such. Ence played a fantastic game. We wanted to see more from Madden. We wanted to see more from Hades, who we'll touch on more later as well. But really, this was such a great performance from Ence. Those explosive plays that Snappy was coming out with towards that B site in particular, Excellent stuff. This is why Ents are a force. This is why people